Today I attempted to survive 100 days in RPG Minecraft. Here we are. Already have, I believe this mod pack always spawns here in the village, so that is pretty nice. And let's look to see what our first quest is. Now this mod pack has quests, so the first quest I needed to do was to find the gazebo, which, let me tell you something, this took me the entire first day. I don't know why I couldn't find it, but it was just like not being able to find. But free shield, nice. Another free shield. Boots, chestplate. Sick. And then I continued to loot chests throughout the village to gear myself up. Nice. Crossbow. Is this better than what I have on? Not other. Yeah. It's less defense, but I can evade. I'll go with it. Now, while a bunch of loot is really nice, I found something else that's going to be very important later on. We found the waypoint. And that's right, there's waypoints. This is going to be huge for exploration. I tried to do a little bit of this mod pack before, and it has you exploring everywhere across the world. And then I continued to loot up some more chests. That would be nice to help. Loot. Also managed to find and name a horse before even finding the first quest. And finally, after long last, I stumbled upon it. Guess where it was at? It was in the middle of the village. I don't know why I didn't check there. Here it is. And now was possibly one of the most important decisions of the game. I'm not sure if I can change classes afterwards, but this was class selection. Warrior for red. Alrighty. Now the next quest was find the arms dealer's workshop. I was gonna need to level him up, so I did the best way I know to get emeralds. Chop down a whole lot of trees. Everything. Now I would also need a base of operations, so I picked out a spot and started building. I think right here would be a good spot for my base. Whatever. Let's make a little outline. Gonna need to get that out of the way. And this one. After building the outline, I continued to trade with villagers. They will sell warrior boots. I've collected a lot of blocks now, so we're about to get trading. Get a whole bunch of emeralds. Got lots of gear. This guy might be good for diamond armor. I'm not sure whether or not the mod pack's armor is better than the base game armor. We'll have to wait and see. After a little bit of tedious trading, I managed to get the Warsmith higher level and unlock some new traits. Alright, we leveled him up. And he's selling goat horns and warrior chestplates, which we can use. So I'm gonna need to get just a few more emeralds and we can buy them. A little trading later. Alright, and chestplate fire. As well, we'll get the good one as well. Now after I had gotten the chestplate, I continued to upgrade him until he reached master level. And what does he have? Yo, that's actually really good. I didn't think he was going to do diamond weapons. That's insane. Alright, let me get this diamond axe. And so I had finally acquired my first diamond tool. With this weapon out of the way, I proceeded to upgrade the armor smiths so I could get diamond armor. There we go. Got 2 on breaking. Looks like it does pretty slick. I need to with the fireball. I don't know why, but for some reason I was just not enthusiastic about the weaponsmith. So I used the other villagers to trade gravel into flint, so I could trade it with him to upgrade him. So I'm gonna trade it with these guys, with emeralds, just trade it for flint. I'm not gonna be doing all of that, I'm too lazy for that. Flint with you. Let him level up first. Alright, he's selling diamond axes. Let's keep doing gravel. That's actually pretty good. Diamond sword, fire aspect 1. I'll take one of those from you. Thank you, sir. And then the diamond axes. I'll go and get one. It'll help for breaking down trees. After that, I managed to finish upgrading the armor smith, so I had full diamond armor now. Raw 2 on breaking 2, and fire pro 1. I'm gonna go upgrade the other guy and see if he has anything better to offer. Just so that'd be pretty nice. I just leveled this guy up. Let's see what he's got. Fire protection though. Interesting. I don't think I've seen a magic protection. This is definitely better than the other stuff was selling. I think I'm gonna go with the other helmet though. And here we go. Alright, let me go grab the rest of my armor. Just like that. Full armor. We got a horse. We got full armor. Sword. Axe. I'm gonna get a pickaxe soon. Hello, welcome back. Today we're gonna do a lot of exploring to get some quests done. So let's go ahead and start off. Pillager outpost map. Find a pillager outpost or camp. I'm guessing that's what the map's for. It looks like it's pretty close by, so let's wait until morning and head off for it. And so when morning arrived, I left for the pillager outpost. The journey itself was not horrible, but it had me crossing mountains and rivers. Well, at long last, I made it. Oh, fight the pillagers. Alrighty. Here's one. Oh, shoot. He's strong. That's like, what is this? After realizing that guy was way too strong for my power level, I retreated and found a different pillager outpost. Alright, so we found it. Okay, we need to kill pillagers or vindicators. We'll get a leather bag of holding and lapis. Oh, here's some. This is gonna be. Hopefully they don't hurt as much as the other guy. After killing them, I found out that I have a skill tree, so I upgraded one of my skills. So I'm a warrior, so I should probably pick this path. There's a lot of things though. Path of the warrior. And then proceeded to loot the pillager outpost. Chests. Nice, nice. Let's just break these and move. Go, go, go. Yes, please. And that was the loot I got. Then I found out the next quest, and I realized that I needed to return to base. On the way, I stumbled across a chest. Interesting. Too bad I didn't pick sorcerer. But that's a lot of name tags. Some iron's nice. Coal. And finally completed the quest. What did it want me to get? Shattering Throw. Alright. There we go. And that's all I needed to go and use it. Hit 1. Then on to the next quest. I've got the required materials now, so we can clean up that quest. Have a look at the next ones, and one of them was not required, so I did not do it. But the other one would be huge for the rest of the quest, giving me a nature's compass, so I could find different places on the map. Enter jungle, creepy woods. So after locating where a forest might be, I traveled there to see what would be next. Alright, we've made it to the forest. Sorry, creepy woods. That's the same thing. Looks like we gotta find some structures. Abandoned temple, creepy crypt, undead crypt. So I located the structures and proceeded on my way. But before that, I stopped by at a couple different structures and looted them up. Diamond. That'll be nice to find. At which point I found a better shield as well. And then made my way to the first structure. There it is. The thing we've been looking for. But after my horse took heavy damage, I decided it would be better to retreat for now, finding shelter in a nearby watchtower. Still getting shot at. Gonna park the horse right here. Then dug into the building and hid to see where I should go next. Let me just... Skeleton hand from the... So I noob pillared up to the top. Oh boy. Should be right around there. Gonna need to get in without getting shot. I mean, maybe you're supposed to like fight your way through, but I ain't doing all that. I managed to grab what I needed, but then immediately got knocked off. Then got back up to see if there's anything else left to loot. Let's go under it and see how that works. So that's the floor. Oh no, oh no. Get in there. No, no, no. Oh no. Good thing I have the feather falling, otherwise I would definitely be dead. Yeah, so this is probably one of the worst parts of the entire episode. This was the most scared I was. I thought I was about to lose. Then I ran out and got on my horse to go to the next structure. Go, go, go. Alrighty, we're out of here. Sweet. But then I stumbled upon a couple other structures, one of which I almost died to later on. What is that? What is that?
And then I stumbled across a graveyard with several chests that I looted up.
I mean, there's no... Iron can always be used.
Then slept before I continued on my journey. And then I found it, and then continued down several flights of stairs.
Cool.
And now it was time to loot the dungeon.
Spawner thing. At least it's not creepers.
And after killing them all, my reward was
A key.
then I continued killing monsters and looking for a vault to put it in.
I'm gonna heal up a little bit. Gonna put this. Oh, that would have got me. That would have got me.
At this point, I have no idea why I was so nonchalant. That was probably one of the most scary events that happened. And at long last, I stumbled across the vault that would give me the item I needed.
Oh, I think that's what I need. Sorry, sir. Please back off. Sorry, sir. Alright.
And there it was. I then went to find the next structure, which surprisingly was not very far away.
Let's go find that. Crypt. Undead crypt. There we go.
Like it was only like 50 blocks away from the entrance of the other one.
I guess it's underground. Oh. Let's sleep and get digging, I guess. And at long last, I hit cobblestone. There we go. And then I started mining around in the walls to see what chests I could find, or any other places that it could be. There's no way it's in here, right? Possible? Rogue tuna and the rotten heart, perfect. Let's now, after finding the rotten heart, I looted up a couple other chests before leaving. Noob pillared back out. And we're out. Now I'm gonna go ahead and head home before I do anything else with any other quest. Okay, so I may have tried to be a little greedy, and almost died. So I know not to do that again. I was gonna go into that mage tower, but never mind, right? Don't need that. Go, go, go. Did I get it? I got it. Sweet, sweet. Try not to die. Try not to die. Run, run, run. Alrighty, I'm back. And time to sleep. Thank goodness, bro. That had me a little worried. I don't want to die this. So, we got this, which we get an enchantment for. I'll go with power 2, I guess. This, we get a totem, which is so huge. Like, it's gonna be so nice. Obviously, I don't want to use it, but it's gonna be an extra layer of protection, you know? And then for this one, pick one of these. I'll go with a diamond. I don't have much of those, so that's gonna be nice. And then Undead Eye. Combine the previous quest items by crafting. Alright. I'm guessing we just throw them all in there. Look at that. We have the Undead Eye now. And the Warp Scroll. Nice. I'm guessing I'm gonna have to do the rest of these quests before I can advance
at all. Welcome back. We are going to complete, once again, more quests. This is a very quest-oriented. I don't think there's anything other than just this one quest, so,
And
I don't know
explore,
which
I
one's
did.
going to be closer, the jungle
Finding
or the
ships,
desert,
so
villages,
I guess we'll just explore and
looting
find out.
chests, finding more structure, waystones, huge buildings, lighting distances, pirate ships. And animals that almost killed me. The nights were rough, but I managed to find another waystone, as well as a pretty mob on the way.
Isn't that neat?
But eventually I stumbled upon a windmill,
Gonna have to
and this
save
was going to
this.
be my second big
I don't know how
scare
I'd be able
of
to get
today.
home, but that's really cool.
It should have gone really easily. I looted a whole bunch of chests, but when I was leaving, the game froze, and the recording didn't work, leaving me on only a couple of hearts with a couple pillagers shooting at me. Luckily, after that ordeal was over, I continued to be a grave robber, finding some sort of combat shrine, killing the breeze, but unfortunately not getting anything from it. With that out of the way, I continued appreciating the view. Got another waystone, and continued on, eventually stumbling across a strange cabin in the woods. While at first glance being unassuming, it contained a very interesting mob inside. That being an illusioner, a mob that made you go blind and created multiple copies of itself. And all the copies could do damage. I got a little low, but not anything that I couldn't handle. Though I did need to retreat inside the house. But after recovering my health, I came back out and was able to finish it off real easy. I dropped an item I could only assume was like a totem, but I stayed with the totem I had for now. But eventually I got bored of running off in one direction, so I found a waypoint and headed home. Emptied out all my items. Look at all that nice juicy loot. Good to be back. And then decided it would be prudent to get a backpack upgrade. So I looked through my chests, but I didn't have enough materials, so I needed to go out and get some more wool. So I left in search of sheep. While out looking for wool, I stumbled across a hole in the ground that had several illagers and pillagers. So I cleaned them off, and went back to heal up. And then out of the corner of my eye, I saw an evoker walk past, barely in frame. And naturally, I was a little worried whether or not to take that fight. But I decided, hey, why not? Free totem. Genuinely, I don't know how I survived that encounter, but I did. And then after that, I looted up the place, but there wasn't really anything great. But then I used some string I found, turned it into wool, so I had enough wool to craft the backpack upgrade. So then I made the backpack upgrade, and now I had double the inventory space that I did before. I finally bit the bullet and used a technique I didn't really want to use, but I was taking way too long on foot.
Once again, about 4,000 blocks. So it looks like my best bet is to go that way.
Now, some of you may
So-
ask, why didn't you just do this earlier?
Yeah,
Honestly,
we're
I
off.
have no idea. I just
Didn't grab my
wanted it to
horse.
feel like an actual adventure. And I ended up finding another shack like that one from the other illusioner. Although this time it was much easier to take him out. And eventually made it to the jungle, at which point I was finally able to see which structure I needed to find.
This close the
But
entire
before I
time.
made it to the jungle, I found a different area.
So we found it now. Let's check on the quest book and see what it wants.
Guess what I found? A desert. So now we have this unlocked as well. What is that? It's mean the desert outpost, Great Pyramid, desert ruins. That could be a Great Pyramid. I mean, it's pointing right at it. Let's go see. So I changed my plan. But inside the pyramid, there were several puzzles, as well as some monster spawners I could assume. Alright. And while I could have stood around dying and trying to figure out these puzzles, I didn't want it. So what I did instead was go back home. Alrighty. Grab some TNT. And then blow up the middle, which proved my theory of something being underneath the temple was right. I continued exploding a couple other chambers so I can continue on. But eventually, there was a horde of husks chasing me. There was a lot of them. After a little while, I decided to make a run for it to see if I could get a more advantageous position. After finding a new spot, another horde from somewhere else rushed in. Thankfully, no more were spawning at the area I was at, so I was safe. After finishing them all off, I checked the quest book and it said I needed to go into the Pharaoh's tomb for its mask. So I snuck in through the back to find the chest behind the throne. Pharaoh's mask. And then made my way out of the desert temple. Go. Is this it? Yeah. And then looked up for my next quest location, which was the desert outpost. Along the way, I found a ginormous skeleton, which I did not know if it was needed for a future quest, and also found a villager in some crazy living conditions. Like, who would live here? Let's be real. But at long last, I stumbled across the villager outpost, where I acquired the next quest item, being the desert rose. And it was back to adventuring. Thankfully, this did not take as long as some of the other ones. And I was fortunately able to spot that there was a trap set, so I did not fall for it. And I'm not complaining about free TNT. Then I secured the item and crafted the next eye. And with that out of the way, I made an open area for the nether portal to go. I made sure to clean up an area and fence it off so no villagers could go in. I did need to clear out some of the stable to make it fit, but nothing was using it anyway, so it was fine. So I built the portal and entered the nether and got the glowstone. I didn't want to stay in the nether too long because I felt like it was probably a little bit more dangerous than the aether, but eventually I went back out and made the portal on the other side of the stable from the nether portal. While traveling through the dimension, I was met with this melodic sound. And while I haven't ever played the Aether Dimension mod before, I have seen it being used, so I knew what I was looking for and made my way into a dungeon of bronze quality, where I found the boss and decided it would be a good idea to go ahead and do the fight. The fight started out pretty slow. Near the end, it got a little bit hairy, but I was able to conquer it without dying. Thought he had me stressing out. Did it though. Better be good. Wiring some nice new pants from the process. Did I come here too early? I might have. I'm sure it's fine. Yo, and they give health. I need to start looting more, if that's the case. And so that I did. I cleared out many bronze dungeons. The first one or two, they really were not that difficult to beat. But eventually, while looking for my next dungeon to loot, I had a mini jump scare. Oh no, no, no. Oh my goodness, bro, that gave me a heart attack. After this unfortunate fall, I made my way back into the Aether and killed more bosses. Which was a bunch of the same process. Rinse and repeat, kill and collect. Eventually I stumbled across a sky village, which gave me loads of good loot and food for my journeys. This place was also inside of a silver dungeon and had massive amazing hallways throughout the entire circle of the village. After looting for a little while, I decided it'd be a good idea to go inside the silver dungeon. And for safety reasons, I decided to place down a waystone to get away quickly if I needed to. But after nearly dying to the Valkyrie, I decided it was not worth it, so I headed back home in order to regroup. And after a bunch more looting, these are some of the items I have acquired from my escapades. And I have almost full prot 4 armor, all with mending and +4 health. So I'm looking pretty hardy now, and I should be ready to take on the next quest. Thank you so much for watching.
Next up was to find the jungle structures. And while going for my first structure, I found a pillager camp, which I looted and got several totems from. This camp was much deeper than I thought. I didn't realize there was an underground basement to it, so I explored that, and several TNT traps went off. Thankfully, I realized they were traps just in time. After which I found several evokers and got their totems. Eventually, I came across a jungle temple, which was one of the structures I needed, so I entered and proceeded through the traps to make it to the final room. First of which being some sort of pressure plate arrow maze, but I just ran right through it because I could not be bothered to do it. Next was just a moving door, which just required a little bit of timing to make it through. Next was a dripstone falling trap, but it was already broken, so I didn't have to worry about that. And finally, I came across a sort of snake light up the lamp puzzle, which honestly was really enjoyable and not too difficult. After I finished both sides, it opened up the tunnel into the location with the item. I did accidentally set off one trap, but it was only a poison. So I got that item and left and made it to the next structure, which was the jungle ruins. In the middle of the ruins there was a temple, and in it there was a chest with the item. But after this, try as I might, I could not find a location for the next structure, so I decided maybe I was just too far away. So I went through the nether with some obsidian to try and find a closer area to. And I started heading off in one direction, trying to get a really large number. And eventually, I ran out of food, as well as had created a portal but forgot to remine it. So I was running off, trying to find a fortress with obsidian in it. But eventually, I ran out of all my food, had no more healing left, and was getting chased throughout the fortress. I had already lost one of my totems, and I was trying to get away when I made it out, but there was piglins chasing me, and they chased me straight into some hoglins. No, no, no. Oh my goodness. No, that's that. Well, I don't know.